On this month's episode of Out of the Office, I'm joined by Alex and Kelly from Parks, Rec, and Tourism, and we talk all things Illuminights. Welcome to Out of the Office. I'm your host, Em Portner, bringing you ideas for your next Out of the Office adventure. On this month's episode, we're talking about Illuminights, and I'm joined by Kelly Brammer and Alex North from Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Kelly and I recently did a Roanoke episode at Illuminights. And if you haven't watched it, it'll be linked in the description. But it was really cool because you gave me a tour like during the day of all the setup, and we got to see people moving stuff out of the warehouse. So got kind of like everything but the lights at night, basically.
Behind the scenes, VIP, anything for you.
Aw, I feel so honored. But when we were out there, actually, Alex was also out there too, doing some clips for the news. So you're really heavy on the promotion, getting it out there.
Yep. So we were with our media partners at Channel 10, pre-recording some segments and getting the word out about ticket sales, which began, I believe, that next day or two. Mm-hmm. So tickets are on sale now for folks, and they can go to RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights to purchase those tickets.
I guarantee you that will not be the first time or the last time you hear Alex say that, because
precisely.
I think I've heard Alex say that 12 times this month already in various forms. I'm sure he's going to say it 12 times on the podcast.
Starting to say it in my sleep.
I was going to say he's dreaming about it at this point.
Yeah. It's all Illuminghts all the time right now.
It's really interesting, though, because this is something the county actually puts on, and I've seen it before at, like, botanical gardens, or when I was living in Louisville, there was, like, a cave tour that, like, put lights up, but I've never seen it where like a government organization is actually putting it on. So how did that idea even come about?
Yeah, so Illuminights kicked off in 2019, but the genesis really started with some planning from Roanoke County and our partners at Center in the Square back in the mid 2010s, I would say. And then in 2018, we brought Holiday Village, which was kind of a preview to Illuminights. And what that really was some Christmas lights in the trees around the visitor center, on the brew pub lawn, and then we had some other activities, some holiday activities as well. But it kicked off in 2019, and so far, as we enter our 6th year, we've already seen over 250,000 folks through 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So kind of how that's a little bit kind of the abridged version of how it got started, and it's hard to believe we're in year 6 already at Explore Park.
Yeah. Do you know, like, because there's nothing really like it around here. Do you know, like, where the furthest people come from? Do you track that at all?
Yeah. So I was actually talking to Kelly about this earlier today. So
we love analytics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So based off of zip code data from ticket purchasers, that's how we come up with kind of our heat map of where folks are from each year. The last few years, we've seen anywhere from 25 to 30% of folks from outside of the region. So really outside of the VBR footprint and kind of our DMA. So a lot of folks travel, probably within an hour and a half locally is what we call it. But we see folks from West Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Northern Virginia, really a little bit all over the map. Each year's kind of different because folks who purchase the tickets may be coming in to visit family or traveling through on their way to go see family during the holiday season. A few years ago, we saw some folks from the UK and Germany, so that's always really fun to see on those zip codes.
The furthest point away is Germany.
Yeah, I think Nepal was 2 years ago as well. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's one of those things that's really cool to see the folks, not only just from our region, but from all over the world and, the U.S. come to see the holiday lights at Explore Park.
Yeah, and some people make it a whole weekend too. We have Don's Cabins, so sometimes they'll rent cabins, they'll get food at Twin Creeks and then, go to Illuminights. So it can be a really festive, fun weekend all around. So.
Yeah, if you're driving up the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's like a one-stop holiday weekend.
It is.
Yeah, and when we were doing the video, we talked some about how long it takes to set up, but for those who may not have seen the video, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we start setting up actually the weekend after Labor Day, or weekdays after Labor Day weekend, I should say. Yeah. So yes, beginning of September, and we have a few full-time staff and some part-time staff, and they will just Monday through Friday be out there, sometimes Saturdays, and sometimes if it's raining, they'll go test the lights in the rain to make sure things are not shorting out, stuff like that. But it takes a long time to put it together, and we're excited to get it started.
Yeah, as of now, we are a week and a half away. Have we finished setting up yet, or are we still doing some last minute touches?
We're doing some last minute touches. Everything is basically done on the trail and most of the stuff in our courtyard areas, but things like fencing, because, you know, those, it might not seem important, but that's a big safety thing. We want to keep people on the sidewalks so they're not, you know, walking around where people are driving.
Yeah.
So things like that are still things that we have to do, but for the most part, they're up and ready.
Beautiful. And hopefully it doesn't take quite as long to break it all down and pack it back up as it does to set up.
Yeah. No, honestly, it only takes like a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's amazing. I mean, I guess that's kind of how it is at my house. I know it takes me a lot longer, but I just dump it all together.
Yeah.
We don't dump it. We place it nicely, but it's much quicker to tear down.
Well, it's always interesting to see like setup, because I'm not out there every day. I mean, we're both in the office, get out to Explore Park as much as we can. And it's cool to see the progress every week when you go out there, because, you know, Christmas really does begin after Labor Day, as we said.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see like some of the folks who are in the park, who are locals, who are always saying, oh, when does Illuminate start? So it kind of gets them in the spirit as well, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. I think there are some people that might come after you for saying the blanket statement of Christmas starts after Labor Day.
Well, you know,
In our offices,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
feels like that.
Yeah, and I mean, really, like, it's one of those things where Illuminghts is on our minds at some point, pretty much every month of the year. So, because once we take everything down in January, we're already thinking, all right, well, what improvements can we make to the trail? What things can we have that are new experiences for folks each year, which is always, you know, really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, that's actually something interesting to mention, is the new things added each year, because Kelly pointed out a couple things on the trail, like the flowers and the bees, that were new this year. But how do you decide what to add every year?
Well, we also have a train this year too, which is fun. That's going to be on the Brew Lawn and the Twin Creeks Brew Lawn. It really, it's between, you know, the county and Center in the Square. We have meetings and we just kind of think, what are some things we want to do this year? We kind of wanted to beef up some areas to just make them even more special. Whereas some years, you know, it's like, oh, let's have this whole new feature area. So it really just depends. And that's why we meet early and often.
Yeah, you're telling me like some of the things you're adding, and I pointed out a couple things I really liked, and you told me the price tag on them, and I was like, oh, so I can't have this for my lawn.
They are different. Well, they're also, I would say, a much higher quality. You know, with our houses, we can buy things at Lowe's and Home Depot, and it'll last a couple seasons. But for these, we really want it to be something that is quality, that we don't have to continually change out bulbs for, things like that. So it is a little bit more pricey, but that is also an investment that we make into it. With Explore Park in general, we're always reinvesting into that park. So when we have ticket sales from that, it really helps support that park.
Yeah, no, and it is like nice to see that, you know, you have that money every year. People are supporting it, so you can add more, so they can keep coming back, and they can see new things every year, even if it is, you know, this is something we do every year. It's part of our holiday tradition, but it's not the same every year.
Exactly. And like this year, we reversed our trail. So that instantly is like a whole different experience. So I think every year there's some things that people want to see and they want to get pictures with. Like each generation, you know, my child was 4 last year. Now they're 5 and they're so much taller. You know, it's kind of cool to see those transitions.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, I think, is like, you know, each year for folks to kind of see, oh, this is new. This is one of our favorite things from last year. And that's something that we see on a nightly basis, of getting folks' feedback, which is really fun to hear what they like, what they see, and really keeping it within the family tradition and holiday tradition up at Explore Park.
Yeah, and the lights aren't the only thing to see at Illuminights. What other sorts of things are going on nights of Illuminights?
Yeah, so of course, Illuminghts, we have 32 operating nights this year. Outside of the Walk of Lights trail, which everyone purchases their tickets for, everything else is, you know, not included in the ticket purchase, but you can participate in at Illuminghts. So we have our Artisan Christmas Market, which features 40 to 50 local and regional artisans, and their wares are for sale in the visitor center all Illuminghts season long. We have a Small Business Saturday promotion that's coming up. Kelly, if you want to touch on that, we can talk about that.
Yeah. So Small Business Saturday is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So this year we'll have it from 10 to 4, and we're just opening that up. So if you know, you want to get all your holiday shopping in, it's really a great way to support local businesses, local artisans, and if you buy, I think it's $25 worth of merchandise, you get an Illuminghts tote. So that's our Small Small Business Saturday incentive for shopping.
Yeah, and then if you come during the normal operating hours outside of Small Business Saturday, if you spend $50 or more, you get a tote, and then we'll have some different giveaway items throughout the whole season at Illuminights for the Artisan Christmas Market. So now we'll pivot. We have Santa. He'll be out. He'll be on site in his sleigh, taking pictures and getting to talk to all the kids and families out there on select nights. We have marshmallow roasting. We have food vendors and food trucks who are there every night. So we have Twin Creeks Brew Pub who is open on select nights, and it's a really great way for folks not only enjoy the lights, but see a little bit more of the park. And there's lights not only on the Walk of Lights trail, but in the visitor center, in the courtyard. Everywhere you go, you see lights.
Yep.
It's really cool because when you pull in off the Blue Ridge Parkway, you can see them once you crest the hill coming into the park. So it's really cool to see, and we have a lot of different things going on this year.
Yeah, you're glowing from the parkway, inviting people in.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing to see, and we also have Sensory Night. I want to mention that as well. So that's where we partner with our Therapeutic Recreation Services division to offer a lower sensory low stimuli event for our individuals with disabilities in the community, or folks who just don't want to see all the sounds and sights all the way ramped up on a normal night. And so that takes place on Sunday, December 8th. And folks can go online to Illuminights webpage, RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights to learn more about that, and then register online for that.
Yeah, that's a really great thing to have because it makes it more like this grand event that we put on makes it more accessible to all of our community.
Absolutely.
And then while we're talking about accessibility, the trail itself, we'll go back to that, is actually wheelchair friendly and scooter friendly and stroller friendly as well. So that's one of the big questions we get each year.
And we do provide scooters too. So if you're, coming and need some assistance, just tell people at the Snowflake basically, and they'll hook you up.
It's great that you have all of that.
Yep.
It makes it very accessible to our community. So what is your favorite part of Illuminights from a personal standpoint?
I mean, for me, I love standing at the Snowflake Arch. It's everyone's kind of first introduction into the trail, and it's beautiful, and it's kind of an iconic piece. I love to take pictures when I'm working those nights everyone's just so happy at that point. It just feels very, very festive, and that's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'd say, whenever you're on the trail, for us, I go with my family. We have some staff nights set up for our staff, which is really nice offering that the county provides. And it's really cool to see, other county employees and other folks in the community hearing their feedback while you're on the trail, because we're kind of behind the scenes and kind of know a little bit of everything about it. So, if they have questions, answering them, but also hearing their feedback and just seeing everyone happy during the holiday season and with their family and their friends. And it's really, 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 really cool to see and be a part of.
Yeah, it's good to get that feedback because you're so close to it where it's like, oh, you don't notice that. Like maybe these little things that could be better, or like these things that you think are like routine and mundane, and everyone's like, oh no, this is great. Like being able to get, the feedback from staff and from community is a very wonderful thing to like.
Well, and the one thing I think is cool, and our staff who help set us up, our recreation division helps with 2 setup days. You were there for one during your Roanoke segment, and then we do one in September after Labor Day when we set up, and it's pretty cool because they get to have a part in setting everything up. So then that way when they are greeting or at the entrance of the trail or their trail monitors, if people have questions, they can know the answer.
Yeah.
Like, how many lights do we have? Over 650,000. How long does it take? Well, it takes a couple months, and we start after Labor Day. So it gives them a sense of, knowing not only what's going on in the park, but also being able to help folks who have questions and being able to answer all those heavy-hitting questions that we get every single night.
I'm excited to see what your favorite part's going to be when you see it at nighttime with the lights on.
Because we saw it pretty much fully put together during the day, but I have not seen it at night ever because I have never been to Illuminights, as Alex found out recently.
It's hard to believe.
I know.
It is. I don't know why I haven't.
That's all right. Well, this year's your year.
This year's my year.
We just finished our playlist, so we added some fun new songs, and I'm excited about it. So
it's not just what's the Mariah Carey song? It's not just that on
that
there.
is not even on the list.
Really?
I'm just
That didn't
gonna
make the
say
cut
it
this
didn't
year.
make the cut. No.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sure a lot of people will be very happy about that.
Sorry, not sorry, guys. Snoop Dogg's on it though.
Oh,
so,
yeah. That's a worthy substitution, I think.
keeping it fresh.
Yeah. And then Alex, I'm sure, again, you could say this in your sleep, but if people want to get tickets to Illuminights, where would they go?
Yes, so if you want tickets to Illuminights, if you haven't already purchased them yet, you can go to RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights to purchase tickets and learn more about the event. So tickets are on sale. For adults, it is $17.50. For children, ages 3 to 15, it is $6.50. And if you have a group of over 25 or more, I know a lot of local businesses do either Christmas parties or take their employees out, or we have some local softball teams, and you name it, we have groups come from all over Southwest Virginia. If there's 25 people or more in your group, you can get a discount of $3.50 on select nights as well. So any information about Illuminights, whether it's tickets, trail information, our canned food drive, which we haven't mentioned yet, we're partnering with Kroger, their Zero Hunger, Zero Waste initiative to provide a canned food drive for the Agape Center in Benton. So we partnered with them the last few years.
Yeah.
It's been really great to donate back to the community and for some folks in need during the holiday season. So
Yeah, if you feel inclined, bring your cans, and we'll have a shopping cart near the trailhead, so you can just put it down, and I can't even remember how many pounds and pounds of donations
it's
we've had
fluctuated
before.
anywhere from 5,000 to 900 pounds, depending on the year.
pretty
We've done
awesome.
that. This is year 4 of that at Illuminights. So no, we're looking forward to it. And as again, RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights for tickets and event information.
Beautiful. Now, in non-Illuminights news, we have other events happening in the county. What else is going on, Alex?
Yeah, so keeping in theme with what's coming up during the holiday season, we have our annual Christmas tree lighting at South County Library coming up on Monday, December 9th. Festivities kick off at 6:30. We'll light the county Christmas tree at South County Library and flip the switch and ring in the holiday season there. Santa will also be there at the tree lighting, coming in on a fire truck. So that's one of everyone's favorite things at that event. And then we'll also have a bunch of different family activities and some holiday treats and some other activities at South County Library that night as well.
Where does the tree come from?
It comes from, I believe, a Christmas tree farm in between Blacksburg and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back when I was a volunteer coordinator back in the day, I actually went and didn't get to pick it out, but went to the farm where we actually had to go find it. It's really cool. So it's really neat. Our park staff, they go up after Thanksgiving to pick that up and deliver it to South County Library, and then they install it, and then everyone gets to enjoy it when we flip the switch and turn the tree on at South County.
Great. And the Rec Life
Yep.
brochure for this quarter, I noticed, has come out. It was placed around our office this week. Any good things going on that you'd like to mention from there?
Yes, so we've got a lot of really great art programs, health and wellness programs, and youth and family programs for everyone to enjoy. But specifically, we have a brand new community event called Santa Paws, and that takes place. Yes, yeah, that's right, Santa Paws. When I heard about the idea, I was like, that's fantastic. So our recreation program staff are going to have Santa at Brambleton Recreation Center, and folks can bring their pets and have pictures with Santa at Brambleton Recreation Center. So that's coming up on Saturday, December 14th. And then we also have some other holiday programs going on at Brambleton Recreation Center that day. So where you can make a holiday centerpiece with your family, but then also we have some different Christmas crafts and different Christmas creations for youth and family programs coming up at Brambleton Recreation Center. So that's a little bit of a preview of what we've got for some holiday events and programs in Roanoke County.
And if anyone wanted to find the Rec Life brochure, do you have that website memorized too?
It is explorerecreation.com or RoanokeCountyParks.com/181. So that's like the short link. I know all the numbers.
Knows literally every number to every page we have. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. So it's funny. Illuminights is 545. So it's one of those things to where if you want to learn anything about our programs, offerings, go to RoanokeCountyParks.com and you will be able to find what you need.
Great, thank you. And since we're nearing the end of the episode, we are all familiar now with the game that we play. Last month when Paula and Megan were on, they suggested I go to, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right, but I think you'll know, Hinchey Park?
Yes. Which
is near the Hanging Rock Battle Tree Trail.
Battlefield.
Yes. I
close.
remember nothing in that part of like that specific strip. I am just like, what are the names of these things? But that trail I didn't even know existed, and I love Catawba. I'm around there all the time, and it's like didn't even know it was there, so I was so glad they recommended it to me. It is, Paula and Megan mentioned, they're like, it is uphill.
Yes.
But no, it's a nice area, another great thing that's like in Catawba for people to enjoy. And when we recorded our section last month, you almost like pre-challenged me for this month, so I assume that's gonna still hold. Yeah.
So my challenge to you is to go to Illuminights and experience it. It's a really great thing for folks, as we mentioned for the whole podcast. It's one of our favorite things as a department that we're able to put on, and I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on the next podcast and when we see each other throughout the holidays on what you really think. And it's looking forward to hearing your experience at Illuminights and how it went. Yeah, I did get to see the trail during the day, but I already have my tickets, so we'll see it. We'll see it lit up at night. The first weekend it's open, so I'm very excited for that. Nice.
Awesome. So I actually have a challenge within your challenge of going to Illuminights. So we have an elf on the shelf that it is a light display, but we are going to move it throughout the trail throughout the month and a half that we're open for. So my challenge is for you to find Elfie and take a selfie with Elfie.
Oh, that's cute. That's a nice little hashtag, selfie with Elfie.
Yeah, I try.
I will attempt to find the elf on the shelf. And I know I do look forward to being at Illuminights. And I thank you both for coming on and talking about everything Illuminights and everything Christmas related.
Thanks for having us. I'm so excited to kick this season off. And so if everyone wants to buy your tickets, RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminights.
Perfect. You said what I was going to say.
You don't have to say it a fifth time, Alex.
Thank you so much.
She had the counter going.
I got it.
Yeah. No, we appreciate you having us on as always, and we're looking forward to seeing you during the holiday season out of the park and throughout Roanoke County.
If you like this episode, be sure to share it with a friend, and I'll be back next month to help you plan your next out of the office adventure. Happy exploring!